Welcome to Authentic Walk with God. The topic today is the futility of boasting. Please go with me to James chapter 4 verses 13 and 14 for our scripture reading. I read, "Now listen, you who say today or tomorrow we go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business, and make money. Why? You do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a while and then vanishes." Some people in a section of the southeastern part of Nigeria have this saying, and I quote, "A person who never envisaged receiving an author title brings his ankle bead to his knee when he receives it." Author title is a prestigious traditional title given by the king in a particular society or community to select personalities in the community in some parts of Igbo land. Someone has said that boasting is a sign of fear and emptiness. There is also this popular saying that an empty vessel makes the most noise. In this podcast, we want to look at boasting from its negative perspective and how this adversely affects the life of a child of God. There is a positive side of boasting anyway, and this is the one the Bible refers to when it says, "Boast only in the Lord." In other words, selfish boasting is not encouraged. Selfish boasting belittles a child of God because it is the opposite of humility and dependency on God, by which a true child of God is known. In most cases, when people boast in themselves and not in God, they are talking about material achievements, such as academic degrees, number of children and grandchildren, their children's achievements and high standing in society. They're also talking about their fleet of cars, line of houses, acres of land, huge bank accounts, number of commercial establishments, high political positions, number of influential and high-profile persons in their lives. They also boast about their own political or religious powers and shrug off in arrogance about their occultist powers. Like the rich fool, they fail to acknowledge the fact that they do not own their own lives and that life situations change from time to time. Someone recently said, and I quote, "Life situation is like the swinging of a table of floor fan. When it swings to your direction, you feel cool because you enjoy the cool breeze. But it can also swing away from your direction to another person's direction. Or it may decide to stop swinging again when the engine gets hot at your own direction. Therefore, nobody can boast of an everlasting cool breeze of life except in the Lord." Let us restate today's topic and explain it a little further. The futility of boasting. What is boasting? I like its definition by dictionary.com, which says it this way, and I quote, "Boasting used without object in its verb form is to speak with exaggeration and excessive pride, especially about oneself," unquote. The pride referred to here is not that of delight, happiness, joy, or satisfaction. The pride referred here is that of a high or inordinate opinion of one's own dignity, importance, merit, or superiority, whether as cherished in the mind or as displayed in bearing, conduct, etc., etc. Again, it is the opposite of humility. Writing to the Christians in Rome, Apostle Paul mentioned the arrogant or the proud and the boastful among those who will meet the wrath of God. We find this reference in Romans chapter 1, verses 18 through 23, and then verse 29 to verse 32. In James chapter 4, verse 6b, we read, God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. This same remark is recorded by Peter in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 5, when he, Peter, was admonishing young men to respect their elders. Another important word in our podcast today is futility. The word futility is a noun which means of no avail, something that is not capable of producing valuable results, something that is useless. Writing to the Christians in everywhere, James in chapter 4 verses 13 and 14 talks about the futility of boasting. Let's take note of this. In conclusion, may I suggest to you 3 reasons why boasting is an exercise in futility. 1. It is a futile exercise because no mortal has a directional handle on life situations. Take yourself for example. Where were you 10 years ago? Educationally, economically, and health-wise? Where are you today? Do you know where you will be tomorrow and the days, weeks, months, and years ahead? So why do you make unnecessary noise? Rattle and mock your so-called less privileged neighbor with your arrogant songs, tunes, and dance styles? Why do you speak, sing, and make gestures that suggest you have arrived and others are far way behind you? Why do you behave in a manner that suggests that all is well with you and that everyone else's future depends on you and your goodwill and approval, when in reality you have no clues? You are only making empty noise and disturbing everyone's peace unnecessarily. Your boasting is futile, and you need to think and stop this futility for your good. Secondly, boasting is futile. It's a futile exercise because your life is a mist. Yes, your life is a mist, a dew, and a vapor. The Bible talks about the rich fool who in his selfishness and self-centeredness convinced himself that all was well with him when all was not well with him. He eventually met his Waterloo. To those of you who boast about what the eyes can say, where do you place the invisible eyes of God? Do you know that God has the final say in all things, especially life and death? Thirdly, boasting is a futile exercise because it is evil. This is clearly stated in James chapter 4, verses 16 and 17. It really does not matter who you are and what position or positions of authority you hold here on earth, either in the church or in the secular society. The moment you get involved in any evil act, which includes boasting, you have sinned and has consequently incurred the wrath of God. What is the object of your boast? What is it that makes you raise your head higher than any other person's head? Why do you gesticulate back and forth like Goliath to David, threatening to throw your javelin of pride and arrogance at your less privileged neighbor? Why are you running helter-skelter, fighting unnecessary battles and always losing them and yet restless? Why have you failed to understand that no condition in this world is permanent? Yes, the fan of life situations can bring to you either cool or hot breeze at any time, and you cannot do anything about it. Please, my brothers and sisters, let us devote some moments to consider the situations of this world, reflect on them, and take appropriate external decisions. I'm talking of eternal decisions. If you must boast, boast only in the Lord. Thank you for listening. Until next week, it has been your brother and friend, Peter Nlemaden Donwachuku, Director, Center for Family Life and Pastoral Care, Owerri, Nigeria. And may the Lord continue to bless you richly.